Welcome back. It's the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM, and it's time to have a look at the Great Flinders Netball Association with Alex Stratford. She's on the line with me now. How are you going, Alex? Happy Friday.
Good, thank you. Happy Friday.
Let's get straight into these games from last week. Couple of close ones and one not so close. Let's start with the blowout. No surprise to see you and your Tumby Bay teammates getting on top of the Ramblers with relative ease, 54-30, and Tumby still undefeated and on top of the table.
Yeah, it was a wet game in Tumby actually, so quite slippery and a bit of a probably slow start from both sides. As soon as the court started to dry up, Tumby sort of really picked up. And Maisie and Stacey there in goals, they're just quite unstoppable. Once you ping the ball into them, they can, flick it up from anywhere. So very good tussle in there also between Paige Charlotte for Ramblers and Stacey Curtis for Tumby. It was a very quick game, I think, and Ramblers just struggled to probably keep up. And once they had the ball in their possession, it wasn't in their possession for very long.
More promising signs for Tumby Bay with finals just around the corner. Promising signs for the Roosters as well. Elliston Districts beating Cummins Kapini 30-21 and leapfrogging them to take back second spot on the ladder.
Yeah, it was a very competitive game. Elliston didn't have Luna Heberman and Courtney Hull. They were both out for Elliston, but lots of intercepts happened both ends. I think it was a bit of back and forth and unsettled at the start. But learning new combinations with both sides having a couple of injuries will do that to you. So, Elliston Districts were actually down by 2 in the first quarter and then converted and steadied better in the second and definitely more so in the second half of the game. Nikki and Charlie Minane were best for Elliston Districts and Jess Vanderbroek and Tara Millard best for Cougars. The different lineup for Cougars has really changed because they have 2 ACL injuries in the team again. So that's another one down. Jack has done an ACL and MCL, so best wishes to her.
Significant result there, and it's going to be tough for the Cougars battling those injuries, but they're having a great season, so we'll see what they've got in store the rest of the way. Lock also had a win on the weekend, 38-32 over Ayr United, so they've got more wins on the board than Cummins Kapini, but of course with the Cougars having those 3 draws, they're still ahead of Lock by just 1 point on the premiership table.
I think this is a bit of a closer margin than I'd anticipated. Ayr United giving it a fair crack for their last game of the season. They have the last bye, so they're now done. But Annie Owen for Lock, she made her debut at Wing Attack in the A grade there at only 14 years old. So she's been training with the A grade for a couple of weeks now. She did an amazing job to take the court, and it's such an achievement. So congratulations to Annie. It was definitely a close game due to inaccuracy of goals. Plenty of intercepts happened all the way down the court. Natasha Stacey, she will move off for Lock now. So she's on holidays, which will leave Lock without her for finals.
All right, a promising season end for Ayr United. With them on the bye this weekend, we do have 3 big games tomorrow. Let's start off with Tumby Bay hosting Cummins Kapini. Tumby get the chance to cap off an undefeated season. Cummins Kapini, the only team that have had a draw against Tumby this year, so that's promising for them. But like you said, with those injuries, it might be a little bit tough for them.
Yeah, so last time was a 33-all draw. Tumby have a couple of changes. We will have Ilka Stone in this week. He's going to give it a crack, and Maisie Curtis will be out. Obviously for Cougars, there will be no Beej or Jack from last time that we played. Cougars won't be wanting any more injuries into next week, nor will Tumby, but Tumby will definitely want a strong game heading straight into finals. Brooke Nisbet on Stacey Curtis in defence will have a good matchup. They're both strong bodies and very physical players. Hannah Green shooting over the arms of Summer Cave or Renee Birkin. In the mid-court there, Tara Millard and Ellie Grant will be a good matchup, and it will be good to have Ilka Stone out there again.
All right, that one's going to be a great game, especially with Ilka Stone back in the lineup. Elliston Districts hosting United Yalana. They can lock up second spot on the ladder with a win, and it's the last game of the year for United Yalana.
So the last couple of games between these two sides was 44-35 and then 55-53. So that was United Yalana's first game of their little run that they had, but I'm not sure whether they'll be able to keep up that intensity given their injuries this year, unfortunately. We're not sure if Charlie Minane's playing this week for Elliston Districts, but Courtney Hull is still out with an injury. So Ellison will just have the 7 and may have to pull up from A reserves. United Atlanta, they're just looking to scrape through. They'll definitely be looking at using maybe Brooke Traeger or Harley Paul again from their A reserves just to make that game. Cassie Maxfield on Kelsey Hull will be a good matchup, and Ruby Baker in goals, maybe with Emmy O'Brien on United Atlanta's Jordan Yench and Lucy Wilkes. So I think it'll be a very tough and physical game, but yeah, Ellison won't want to risk anything going into finals, and United Atlanta, again, will just like to go out with that last fight.
And lucky last, wrapping up the season, Ramblers hosting Lock. So Lock, with a win here, could potentially move above Cummins Kapini on the table. Not that it will make much difference. And the last game of the year for the Ramblers.
The last couple of times that these two teams have played has been 53-40 and 63-51. So a couple of high-scoring games. So I'm expecting this again from Ramblers and Lock. It won't matter at the end of the day what happens here, but into next week, Lock will definitely want the fresh legs, fresh game. Good matchups will definitely be Lisa Burrows on Kira Simmons and Paige Darlett on Lily Tiller, or Caitlin Benny and Beck Pedler. So it'll be a firing game, and I think Ramblers will go out there giving everything a crack, and they'll definitely try and show where they should have been on the ladder this year if they had played with intensity for all 4 quarters. But good luck to all the teams that are going out on Saturday for their last game of the year, and no more injuries, hopefully, for the ones that have a couple more weeks left.
Absolutely. We don't want to see any more injuries this weekend, but I'm looking forward to seeing how it all shapes out. And Alex, I'm looking forward to previewing the first week of finals with you next Friday. I'll chat to you then.
Thank you.